And happy Monday, October 25th. Hope you had a wonderful week last week. And are you ready? The seasons now seem to really be changing. Gone seems to be the days of Indian summer we've been having. And Halloween is this coming Sunday. So are we ready for Halloween? Remember when we were kids and we trick-or-treated? My brother and I used to have competitions to see who could collect the most candy. He always beat me. So what's going on last week? Well, last week I would say that we lost somebody that I would consider a national treasure in Colin Powell. Did you know he was the son of Jamaican immigrants? He also was, I guess you could say, part of the civil rights movement. I remember reading his autobiography back in the late 90s, and he talked about how he had to eat in the kitchens. He was not able to eat in restaurants. Can you imagine that today? It's something that today we can't even think of as reality. But anyway, he served our military for 35 years. He served in Vietnam, and I believe he was twice injured. He also served 4 presidents, starting with Reagan, President Bush, President Clinton, and President Bush in that order. He was, let me see here, National Security Advisor. He was Chairman to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and he was Secretary of State. The thing about Colin Powell was that he was a registered Republican, but I think that was more just a label with him that really didn't mean very much, because it always seemed that even though he was a registered Republican, he spoke what he felt was best for the country, which in many, many instances was not typically along the traditional Republican line. You know, what would our country be like today if all of our politicians exercised that kind of common sense and good behavior? You know, when I first heard that he had passed, it was broadcasted on my internet screen here that he died of COVID. That's kind of like saying, because I'm bald, I've got cancer. No, it's genetic. Colin Powell unfortunately had, but I guess it was a good thing, he was a prostate cancer survivor. He had active Parkinson's disease, and he had a cancer. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but I believe it was myeloma. Like I said, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it was a cancer of the blood, which drastically affected his immune system. So let's understand, he did the right thing. He had gotten fully vaccinated. They were planning on getting him this booster shot, but let's not make it about COVID. Anyway, let's get to today's topic. So let's talk about the 3 top questions it seems like people are always asking me. Number 1, why are Medicare Advantage policies so cheap? Is it really what Joe says it is? Mark, nothing is free in life. Well, you know what? That's actually very true. One thing about Medicare Advantage plans is they have maximum out-of-pockets, and they can be just $2,000 or $3,000, or $7,000 or $8,000, depends on the different product. The other thing is that there's less fraud associated with Medicare Advantage plans, so money is actually saved using the Medicare Advantage plans as opposed to using Medicare supplements. So that's one of the reasons why Medicare plans are so incredibly cheap. The number 2 question it seems like everybody's asking me is, hey Mark, are my prescriptions covered? So the answer to that question is probably yes, but to be sure, make sure you give me a phone call and we can go over a particular Medicare Advantage plan you're interested in and make sure your medications are appropriately covered, because each plan can have its own unique formulary. And the number 3 question a lot of people ask me about their Medicare Advantage plans or considering a Medicare Advantage plan is, Mark, are my providers in the network? I have to have my providers. I can't go out of network, and I have to have my specialists, and it's all something they get hyper and all worked up about. But that's really a very, very important part of the Medicare Advantage plans, because Medicare Advantage plans, most of them are predicated on an HMO, Health Maintenance Organization, where you have to stay in network to have the best coverages. There are PPO plans out there where you can go out of network. But I'm going to tell you, if you're buying a Medicare Advantage plan with the idea you're going to be out of network, wrong thing to do. So Once again, give me a call. Let's look at the Medicare Advantage plans for you to make sure your doctors, your hospitals, your urgent care facilities are in the network that you expect to be using. Let's give you a quick caveat to the question about is my doctor in the Medicare Advantage network. It comes as my doctor in the Medicare Supplement network. Well, think about this way. The bulk of people getting health care now would seem to be in their late 50s, 60s, and 70s, and maybe early 80s. This is the baby boomer generation. So what I tell people is if your doctor is not in the Medicare Supplement network, then your doctor's not taking Medicare. Your doctor probably has no God-given common sense. And I would not want you to go to a doctor who has no God-given common sense. So maybe you need to change doctors. Other than that, everything should work fine. Don't hesitate to give me a call. Happy to work with you to find out what's in your best interest. So what's going on here at the MLD Agency? Well, of course, we're right now in open enrollment for your Medicare Advantage plans and your prescription drug card plans. And last week we were able to enroll, let's see here, we did 2 Medicare supplements, 2 drug cards, a dental vision plan, and you know what we did? We sold a Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage Flex Plan. Flex Plan is a very interesting policy. So if you also want to learn about what a Flex Plan is, once again, give me a call. Happy to talk to you about it. Until next week, take care and be safe.